What's going on, YouTube? This is Jamil back at it again. Listen, I'm here to give you 4 sacrifices that I made to become debt free. Here's the first one: doing a job that I really didn't like. So, on my first video, I mentioned that I worked for a poultry company and I started off as a trainee. Now, that job, working in a chicken plant, isn't the most glamorous job, guys. Let me just tell you, being around chicken blood, chicken fat, the stench when you come into work every single day. I mean, it really smells like crap. However, for those of you all that don't know, I went to school for agriculture and food safety. And the reason why I chose that was because that is a position in food safety. That's a field that you really won't get laid off, because you always need someone to test your product before it goes out. So my mindset was, if I can get my foot in the door into food safety, then I'll be good, for a long time. So what I did was I started off as a trainee, and my goal was to become a food safety manager. And uh, that road was a 5-year long road, guys. And I did shipping jobs to become food safety manager. I did, just other jobs within the same company. Well, eventually, I became a food safety manager. I started making the salary that I envisioned when I first became a trainee. And now I'm a food safety manager. And, life is pretty good. Way better than what it was when I was working for the poultry company. Now I'm with a hot sauce company, and I'm loving it. And I envision this position that I'm in right now. So that job, even though I was making a little bit more money, I lived in a very, very small apartment. It was actually a handicap apartment, guys. I mean, you can walk through the front door, and 2 steps, you'll be in the back door. The bad thing is I didn't even have a back door, so you could pretty much jump out the window as soon as you come in the front door. However, that rent was real cheap, and I made it work, and eventually got out of there. So that's the first thing is doing a job that you may not necessarily want to do, but you realize that you have to do it to get to the next level. So that's the first thing. Second thing, excuse me, is skipping events, or skipping holidays coming home. So I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia. And as soon as I graduated college from Fort Valley State University, which is in Fort Valley, Georgia, near Macon, Georgia, I started working in Georgia for a short period of time, and then I moved to Louisiana. So I'm currently in Louisiana right now. And that caused me to miss a lot of events back home, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, things like that. And I made that sacrifice because, it costs a lot of money to travel. And I had the money to do it, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, that's going to put me back a month. That's going to put me back 2 months. Let me continue to just tread on. So my family was very understandable. They knew exactly what I was trying to do, and they supported me. And, when I did come home, it was a great time. Everybody, I enjoyed seeing everybody, enjoyed, being around everyone. It was good. But, I missed a lot of Christmases, a lot of Thanksgivings over the past, 5 years. So that may be something that you don't have to, experience because, you actually live at home. But for someone who, parents are in another state or families in another state, that's something that you may have to consider. You may not be able to make it to every, holiday. But I can say that I saved a lot of money by not doing that. Now I'm in a position where I can do it. And, I do it. So that was the second thing, guys. The third thing is not eating out as much. So, I wasn't a big, well, I take that back. I ate out a lot. I did eat out a lot. However, being in food safety, you being around food a lot, you cook a lot, So one thing that I did at my previous employer was, since it was a chicken plant, we had to put chicken in a rotisserie and cook it and make sure that it didn't dry out too quick, or make sure the flavor profile was right. So I learned how to cook a lot in college, and then when I started working there, I started, cooking a lot of different meals. So that definitely helped me, save money. And there's a movement right now being healthy, but being healthy sometimes can be expensive. And so, what I do is, I just get a pack of chicken. This is what I do to this day. I go to Walmart, I get a pack of chicken. It may cost me $8, right? It could be chicken breast, it could be chicken tenders, but it's fresh, right? And then I go and I get me a frozen bag of salmon, right, guys? And then I may get a steak, that I may have on a Thursday or Friday. But for the main part, all I eat is chicken and fish. And, I cook enough to where I have enough for lunch so I can take it to work. I don't have to spend a lot of money through the week eating lunch. And then I have leftovers for dinner. Now, yes, eating chicken and fish pretty much every day, every week can get tiring. So I'm not saying that, I've been eating that for, the past 2 years straight. However, it's a very quick meal, and if you're hungry, you're gonna eat. So, that's one thing that has helped me save a lot of money, is not eating out as much, cooking here at home, and then when I do go out, I treat myself, So that's the third thing, not eating out as much. And then the last thing, which can be difficult for some people, but if you can do those three things, then you can do this last thing, which is living on 15% of your income. Now, I don't have any kids and I'm not married. So, that can be real difficult for people who have kids, married, have a house, all that. Right now, I'm renting. It's just me. And I'm able to live on 15% of my income. Now, if you do have kids and you are married, then you may want to increase that to 25%. But you don't want to live on 50%, because you don't want to spend no more than 25% on your mortgage or rental income, or just your housing expenses at that. So you don't want to live on 45-50% of your income, because then you won't be able to build wealth. And me being not single, but me being by myself right now, and not having any kids, I'm able to really, really, really live on about 15% of my income and not spend a lot of money. So those are the 4 things that I did, 4 sacrifices that I did to become debt free. If you like the video, leave a comment below, and hit that like button for a brother starting this YouTube thing. So I'll see you on the next video.